Thank you, Shaurya sir. Thank you, Sukhbir sir, to joining for agreeing to join us on this World IP Day. And as this
Pleasure
is
is ours.
the
Thank you so much.
and this is the first session, we are trying to understand more about how we can build value on IP in terms of marketing through Shaurya sir, and we will have discussion on the music and entertainment industry by what's your opinion by Sukhbir sir. So thank you for joining, and I'd like to ask the first question from Sukhbir sir. What is your view on the importance of IP in music and entertainment industry?
I think this is one of the most important things that has to happen if you are any creative person in the music industry, be it a singer, be it a composer, be it a lyricist, be it a musician, because you are entitled to get paid, even if the rights have been given to a record label, but the underlying works still belong to you. For example, if you are the composer and you are a member of societies like PRS or IPRS, and you have registered your work, and you will get paid. I mean, I get paid for songs which I have signed off to record labels, but I'm still the composer, so there's some percentage that comes to me. So if you ask me the importance, I think this should be of the utmost importance to register your work. And I think in India, with the IPRS, it only takes 500 rupees to register your work, which is, I think, a nominal fee.
Okay, so I think I would like to ask one more thing. How do you protect IP in the music and entertainment industry? Like we have seen these kind of always we have seen these kind of concerns that music producers, they are copying the songs from various other countries and trying to plug in the remixes, specifically the remix versions that are coming right now. So how do you consider those things into element as a musician?
I think if you are the copyright owner, let's say somebody sitting in South Africa remixes my song and uploads on YouTube. So YouTube has a signature that recognizes your songs, or if you become aware of the track, you can claim full right to that song. Like there are so many what we call UGC, user generated content, where if Chitranj, for example, if you sing my song and upload it on YouTube, and you try to monetize that song, that is not going to happen because I have already registered that and it belongs to me. And the monetization will happen to me, not to you. So this is how important it is.
Understood. And what about the offline in during these offline events? Have you in your in this entertainment industry, have you seen that the impact that it does on the offline industry? Like this is when we are talking about someone doing a copy on the online YouTube and other online social media channels. But what about the offline version, like in real events and all those things?
Yes, so in my case, I've registered myself. For example, my works are registered in India with Novex. So it's a body that, on behalf of artists, collects their dues. So any live show, anywhere where a DJ is playing, there's a gathering, public gathering. So they have to pay a fee to Novex. I believe T-Series has their own. So they can they collect on our behalf and we get paid by them. So even offline is covered by us.
Great. So I think I don't want to touch Corona as a topic because I think that's everywhere and we have seen the impacts that it does. But just asking, how is life different for this post-Corona situation? Specifically, I know that you have a lot of extensive travel that goes across various shows, various events that you do, but what is that is new that is happening in this time, and how are you treating this time?
Well, I'm taking it as a very positive time for myself to introspect, to focus on my music creations. I haven't been able to focus on new music, so I've had a lot of time on my hands to do that. So I've been composing a lot. I have I've also learned a lot of things around the house. Jaise, in total lockdown, there was no air conditioning servicing happening. So I'm a handyman. So sab maine khud kiya. We had a extraction fan motor that stopped working. घर बैठ के पूरा खोल के मैंने सरदार जी ने सेपरेट करके उसको ऑयलिंग ग्रीसिंग करके वापस डाला एंड इट्स वर्किंग फाइन. आई थिंक मजा आ गया कि ठीक है यार, आई एम fully independent. मेरे को अकेला छोड़ दो, I'll manage. I don't need anybody. So I found this amazing energy to be totally self-sufficient. I don't rely on anybody. Like for example, we have a pool at home and uska pani pura green ho gaya. So I studied how to maintain pools, chlorine balancing, pH balancing, filter ka sab kuch maine seekh liya. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that. Apart from that, spending a lot of time with my kids, which when I used to travel, I didn't get much time to do that. And we are also homeschooling our children, so getting to do that as well, partly. So maza aa raha hai, thoroughly enjoying this.
I think that's a great news to hear, because I personally know and understand that you get very less time with the children. Spending time with children, I think that's one thing that is happening during this post-corona. And coming to Shaurya sir, I think I wanted to understand, since you run a digital marketing consulting company, and you have been working on the similar front to promote the IPs in front of marketing. So if you could help us shed some light on the importance of IP in marketing, and few examples like the one you really like in terms of the brands or the companies that are created and are IPs now.
Okay, thank you, Chitransh. And I would like to continue on the great discussion we have been doing since morning on the Startupberry webinar, and it has been very informative. See, to come to the point on IP on marketing, it is very important because eventually all the content that we curate is also very unique. So to promote the strategy or the product of any of our brand partners, we create new thing which is not been done before. Some of them have been, very successful by different companies. Some have not been. So if you look at this, we are right now in a digital era where everything goes viral instantly. Even a meme like JCP Khudai can become a very important viral meme. And who's getting the benefit of that JCP word? The company who owns the IP, right? Until unless you own the IP, what is the point of it? Now, giving you another example, which has been a very commercially hit example, is since Sukhbir Paji is also over here, so I would like to relate it with music. A few years back, there was a case where Dubai Tourism approached an international agency to come up with a plan to promote the Dubai tourism across the globe. Basis the data, that agencies gave a solution to promote Dubai tourism via song. And somehow the data supported the whole fact, and they did it, and the campaign went live. And within the first 3 months, they saw a spike of 33% growth in the tourism. And the song was Thunder by Imagine Dragon. So you can imagine how important it is for an IP, even in the marketing world. The companies and the Dubai Tourism still owns that IP of that song. So everyone wins over it. And another thing that I can give you an example from the old school book is of Santa Claus. Okay. If you look at traditional textbooks, Santa Claus was green originally in color. It was Coke with David Ogilvy who turned Santa Claus from green to red. And since then, we have been using that red color to depict Santa. and it has been going very well with Coca-Cola for promoting Coke during the Christmas time. They get a lot of traction. So see, this is how you create a lot of IPs during marketing campaigns. I think we lost Chitransh.
That's very interesting. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Wonderful, sir.
Very interesting to know about Santa. I had no clue that Santa was green. बच्चों को बताऊंगा तो वो शायद मेरे को मार ही डालेंगे.
Yes, sir, and it was done by Coca-Cola. And you know, the best part is they still use it very subtly. People don't even realize and relate to it, how it got changed. And since red was always Coke's color, so it still suits their palette.
Yeah. Oh my God. Nice to know.
So there are many examples where marketing agencies have developed a lot of content, and those content need to be trademarked. They need to be registered to make sure that we go ahead with the same thing. I'll tell you, one of my known person, he also runs an agency. They curated a content for 2 years called Hawa Badlo. Okay, they they curated it, they pumped in money, they made an impact, they got a lot of people on board, and eventually when it got very viral, there were a lot of national PSUs who came in picture and said, yes, now through our CSR fund, we will fund you to take it forward, because that was need of the hour. We needed a clean air in Delhi. That was a problem, right? So it's not necessary that you do it for money. You can also do it for a lot of social causes and betterment of people. I think that is very important. If they would have lost the IP of it, then what is the point? If everyone start using it, then what's the point of you curating a content for 2 years? They have pumped in their sweat, their money, their hard work in it.
Exactly. I think with artists, they don't realize the importance of IP. Unfortunately, many of them have not been rightfully paid for their hard work. But
which is very bad.
I hope they are looking, watching, and learning from this. That it's not too late. You can also register your work at any point of time, and you can contest whoever is claiming your work. You can legally contest that. So
exactly, sir.
I think I wanted to understand one more thing, since we the era that we were having in the past, the 90s, and now since the social media generation and a lot of technology, do you think that the relevance of IP is increased, and how to protect it in these kind of situations? Because earlier there were less of technology and more of a discussion. We have to do everything offline. Now, since we know that in Corona we are talking online and having this live webinars to understand people, so I think this change of generation, this change of time, what do you see that the change that is required in protecting IPs? Like we earlier, there were two and a half years like there were no TikTok, right? So now we have to protect our IPs on TikTok also. So I think that is what I wanted to understand.
I think in terms of music, it's become a lot easier. Like back in the day, in the 90s, for me to register a song, let's say with PRS, which is a UK registered company, I have to physically fill a form, send a check, and then they take 14 days to get back to me, and then I have to get back to them. So ek mahina to nikal jata tha. So now you can sit in the comfort of your own home on your mobile phone. You can register your work. It's very easy. I think life has become very easy, and it's very easy to also monitor your work online. So you can go to Spotify, you can go to YouTube, you can know how many hits there are, and they give you a full breakdown. Okay, you know, in Malaysia, like 5,300 people as of end of April watched this particular song in this city, and 20,000 in Malaysia, in Langkawi, watched your song. So based on this information, it has become very helpful as well. Okay, it's better for me to sing that song in Langkawi rather than, let's say, you know, any other city. So it's become very information driven, and I think it's just worked to our benefit. You know, everything becoming online, everything. It's just so nice to just at the click of a button I can know कि iTunes पे कितने streams हुए हैं, आज कितने streams हुए, ये गाना कौन सा गाना ज़्यादा popular हुआ है, कौन सा गाना कौन सी country की कौन सी city में ज़्यादा सुन रहे लोग. So this information is very vital in and really thoroughly enjoying this era now.
Great.
And to add to it, I would say, even if you look at the example of that Thunder song, Imagine Dragon, they also did a complete data-driven thing, because they had the complete demographics of what income group, what age group people come and visit Dubai. And basis that, they identify what is the interest and what is the bands or brands they follow. Basis that, they derived that yes, Imagine Dragon is the right band which everyone will follow. That's how they signed up. They did not make it a random choice. So as
Exactly.
Sir has mentioned, the data is very important. The moment you have the data, the right analysis that you put in the data leads you to the real success points.
Yeah. So I think I would ask the live viewers if they have any questions or comments that they want to ask with our esteemed panelists today. We'd love to take those questions. And in the meantime, I would just carry on with our discussions that we have on the IP and the importance of music and entertainment industry. I think one more thing I wanted to ask on the lighter note, everyone I've been asking this is, are you playing Ludo King?
Just yesterday, they lifted the lockdown yesterday because of Ramadan in Dubai, and
Right.
people have started coming out. I mean, they want us to observe, like wear a mask, and so our friends came round after a month and a half, and the first thing they said is, "Oh my God, have you played Ludo King online? It's amazing." So आज हम खेल रहे हैं पहली बार. So I'll give you my feedback after this. Apparently, it's a big hit, and everyone's loving it.
So I think this Corona thing has this is, I think, what we see as post-Corona new world. I think a lot of digitization and a lot of technology and a lot of new culture would emerge. I think the trend of we have seen the trends, and I think this would grow, and this is what we call it as post-Corona world. Earlier it was before Christ and after Christ, BC and AD, and now it would be
AC.
pre-Corona and post-Corona. Yeah, post-Corona. So I think since we have been put this into a time frame, I would request Subi sir to probably sing us some lines, if possible, without an IP infringement. That is for our audience here, and then we would ask our. So we have a small questions. I think that is one thing which our last audience can. What is the difference between a copyright and a trademark? From a live audience.
So copyright is it comes under IP, where you have ownership of your creative work. To my information, we don't work much with trademarks, so maybe Shaurya can shed some light on that.
So basically, what I know, the difference is, trademark is something that you get on the particular brand name. So for example, Starter Buddy, that is a trademark. It's a particular design, a name, a font, a way you put it across. Okay. Whereas copyright is something that the information contained inside it is something.
Yeah.
Like for example,
Yeah,
a song or a music can be copyrighted, but it cannot be trademarked. Okay. Whereas the logos, they are the company name, those are more of a trademark.
I think in India, the good example could be the recent one, the Starbucks and the Starbucks. The issue that happened, it was, I think, purely a difference of trademark and how they were using the benefit and advantage of that. But I think coming back to my last request to Sukhbir sir, if you could sing 2 lines, and then we would hand over the discussion to Saurabh Trivedi ji to conclude the concluding remarks for this wonderful session and the day. So Sukhbir sir, please.
Sure, I'll have to sing it a little softly because my kids are homeschooling right next door, and I've been given strict instructions कि उनको disturb नहीं करना. दिल देना दिल लेना, दिल देना दिल लेना, है सौदा खरा खरा, है सौदा खरा खरा. So that's all I can do for you today. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
for having me here. Chitransh, very nice talking to you.
Same
thank you,
here.
Parajita, and thank you, Shauri.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on a panel with you. Thank you, Chitransh, for being a wonderful moderator. I think it was a good session. We really enjoyed it. Thank you, Startup Buddy and Bodhik as well.
Big thank you to Startup Buddy and of course Amit Singhal, my brother, for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And
thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. And before we call it a day, I would hand over the baton to our great teammate, Saurav, and he would take it further.
Perfect. I think I would like to say thank you to all our panelists, partners, and participants to celebrate this World IP Day with us. And all sessions was extremely insightful, and it was privilege to host all panelists. We hope you all found the webinar to be an engaging and enriching experience. We got a lot of positive feedback from audience as well as pending queries. We definitely want to answer them offline mode, and we look forward to the privilege of their participation in our upcoming events as well. Thank you from our end and celebrating this World IP Day. Thank you to all for watching.
Thanks, everyone.